we have more time than ever. Every single one of you listening to this right now has way more time than you could ever imagine. And the reason I'm telling you this is, what are you going to fill that time with? This is a very urgent conversation. I don't want to call it a State of the Union, but I definitely want to call it the most important Average Sucks show that I have ever done. We're going to do here today because it is absolutely paramount with what's going on and pertinent to what's going on in the world at this moment. So let's get started and let's get going. I want to welcome all of you to a very special episode of the Average Sucks show, part of the Average Sucks community, and we're broadcasting this live inside the Average Sucks community. This is going to be threefold right now. One is, I want to give you a stance of what I've been figuring out for the last several months, or actually couple of weeks. Absolutely. In the last several months, we've been watching things turn and things shift in the world. The last couple of weeks, about 4 weeks, I've been getting a plethora of conversations that I've been on. I've been getting phone calls from Fortune 100 companies about emergency meetings that need to happen. I've had entrepreneurs that are contacting me from all over the world going, what do I do? Investors freaked out of their minds going, oh my God, what do I do money-wise? People worried about their health. Doctors going, how do I talk to my patients? People saying, how do I keep people in our business? What do we do? And I've been collecting data, collecting info. And one of the things that I recognized that's very important, that each of these conversations has three pivotal things that are masterful for all people in their lives. And what's fascinating is this thing that's hitting us right now, this corona crisis, has literally whacked three huge areas of our lives. And my heart goes out to everybody who's really dealing with any of these three things, whether it's a physical condition, whether it's dealing with the coronavirus, getting through it and over it, whether losing a loved one, whether being quarantined, being in your house, not being able to get out, kids not being able to, go back to school, parents learning how to be teachers at home, learning how complicated it's been for your teachers. I mean, a lot of you realize you may be stepping up your gifts you give to your teachers after your parenting right now, the way you're doing, and people losing jobs, people getting laid off, the economy shifting, these SBA loans that are so confusing that's out there. And the big question that I'm getting from everyone, and this is not an America thing, this is not an Arizona thing, this is not a North America thing. Folks, we are in a worldwide situation of what do we do and what do we do next? So I want to preface this right now by telling all of you to take a deep breath and understand that one of the reasons that I'm making this recording now, the reason we're making this podcast is I'm excited to look back at this as a lesson and a warning years from now. And you guys get to be part of this, a lesson and a warning years from now, because one of the things that I've learned as an entrepreneur that's been through three crazy economies. I know that I'm young, but I've been through '01 and I've been in business, devastated by bam, slowed down everything, destroyed so many things that I had started building at a young age. I've been through '08 and '09 with the economic challenge. This is its own bird. But the one decision that both Deborah and I made in '08 and '09 is that when we ever ran into something like this again, we would work to be more ready. And nobody can say they were ready for what's happening right now. But what I can tell you is crisis awareness. Number one thing that all human beings have to do is truly be aware and acknowledge what's going on. So if you haven't done that right now, one of the first things all human beings have to do is acknowledge your circumstance right now, because once you acknowledge it, we have the ability to manage what's currently happening in the world. So what I wanted to do is just lay it on the line for all of you and let you know that there is a challenge. There's absolutely horrible stuff going on in the world right now, challenges in every front to people. Yet I am going to say, as human beings, we've had a decently easy ride over the last 8 or 9 years. It's been, after the last crash, we've had a situation where things have gotten easier. Amazon's made our life easier. You've had Whole Foods delivering to your house. We've had, not having to go to Blockbuster anymore. You've had Netflix delivered to your home. Everything in our lives has been very easy for the most part. Outside of hardships and challenges and loss and deaths and all kinds of stuff that we have as human beings, it has been easier for the last 7 to 10 years. And I put together a chapter in my new book, and it's something that I wrote a long time ago about the death of adversity and how human beings do not have enough adversity in their lives, and how adversity is what literally gets us to grow. That's the whole average sucks thing that we deal with, is that when human beings have adversity, that is the place we grow. Whether you're building a muscle, is created through adversity, dealing with challenges in adversity. And I want to just throw it all to everyone here, is that we have an opportunity as human beings. We have unselected adversity that showed up in our environment right now that is guaranteeing to either force growth, force destruction, or force opportunity, however you choose to look at it, on you and I. So we can really double down and really figure out how to make our families and our lives work in an effective way. And the one thing I was going to say to everybody listening right now is that you got kids home, you got kids home from school. A lot of us have this happening. We're realizing how challenging it is to raise a kid, to build a family, to do a lot of things. And one of the things that I recognized is this adversity that our kids are facing is brand new to this generation for the most part. And don't please hear it correctly. I'm going to tell you there was a lot of adversity for people out there in this world. There's definitely a lot of adversity for human beings inside of the world. But I am going to tell you that the opportunity that this presents, having our children home, whether it's my 19-year-old that's home from college or my 8-year-old that's home from second grade, is that right now, this is a very, very interesting time, because if we do this right as parents, if we do this right as families, if we do this right as communities, come September, when these children go back to school, or August, if you're here in Phoenix where we are, your children have the possibility to have dealt with adversity, been told no more than they normally are, not been able to do the things as easy as they want, been restricted, held back in certain ways. Things were harder. School was done at home. And I'm going to tell you that there's a possibility, and it's not global, but there's a possibility that a large group of people, whether it's 3 or 4% that heed and understand this message, are going to have children that go back to school that are going to make teams they've never made before, because they're going to be stronger and tougher. ADD is going to go away in a lot of ways, because we're going to learn how to work with our kids and understand them better. Homework has the ability to be done easier come next year. Kids are going to get more confident. People are going to learn that there's toughness in this world. Maybe bullies are going to lower, and people are going to deal with bullies better. The reason that I'm bringing this up to each and every one of you, and why this is so paramount to all of you to understand, is you've got to decide how you choose to look at the situation we're dealing with. I know a lot of entrepreneurs right now are really concerned about what they're going to do. And I'm going to tell you that this whole thing going around with this payroll protection plan that's been going, I've been looking at those letters, because I keep on getting PPP from all the banks we use, PPP. And I'm going to give you a formula that I realized, and this is not just for business owners, it's for all human beings on earth, is the P right now truly stands for pivot. If you're going to make it with your family, if you're going to make it in the world, make it in your relationship, the first P really stands for pivot. I know they say payroll, but really it's pivot. If you want to develop a very profitable life, whether you get what you want, number one thing is we've got to pivot as human beings. And that's where your creativity comes in. This is going to grow a lot of people. The second P is we've got to really figure out how to make progress on a daily basis. That's really what it's all about. For decades of my life, I've been sharing that very, very simple thing with people, that it's time to make progress. And the reason, again, I'm saying I'm making this again, and welcome all of you that are joining us live. Again, we're going to have an Ask Me Anything session soon, and you're going to hear me answering questions that I've been answering for people all over the world that I'm going to get a chance to answer for you guys as well. So number one is pivot. Number two is progress. You've got to figure out each day how you can make a little bit of progress in your day, whether it's an extra couple of push-ups, whether it's moving things ahead in business. All the successful people that I'm talking to, I had a chance to talk with Stedman Graham yesterday, and he said, you know what? I don't need to focus on where I'm at. And I want you to think about this statement. He goes, I know where I'm at. I'm home. You're home. I'm home. There's no reason to focus on home. I'm home. You're home. Where we need to focus on is where we are going. And that's where progress comes in. Remember the words, the world rewards those in motion. And when you start making motion, that's when things start to really work out for you. The third P is really, whether it's prospering or profitability is a big word, but more importantly, after you make progress in your life, is to really figure out where the opportunity comes in and how to prosper out of this financially, emotionally, building a stronger family. I saw a meme yesterday that was interesting, and it said, I was looking at over my wife's shoulder, and it was from my daughter Maya's school. And I remember when I first got to high school. And I remember seeing the jacket that said class of 1995. And then eventually I saw the class of, when the younger kids with the class of 1999. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. And I saw that my daughter's class was the class of 2030. And I'm like, wow, 10 years, graduate high school in 10 years. That is crazy. I couldn't believe that. And then I saw a meme that came out and it said, there's going to be a science class or a social studies class one day that talks about the great corona crisis of 2020. And it's going to have two different perspectives. It's going to have parents that talk about economics. It's going to have parents that talk about loss. People are going to talk about fear and masks, and they're going to talk about how scary the world was. And then there's going to be a group of kids that were 8 years old at the time, like my daughter, and said it was one of the greatest times of my life. I played board games with my parents. We had dinner at home. I'm getting the chills just thinking about this. We worked on things. We did puzzles. Schoolwork was important, but we did other things around the house. We played on the weekends. I got to see my parents. They didn't travel as much. And so I'm going to tell you that you've got to decide your perspective on what's going on. So when we put this together, I sent out an email the other day, and we're going to go to the Ask Me Anything here in a couple seconds, which literally we're going to go live with human beings that are going to ask me questions, and I'm going to have solutions. I want you to visualize this like watching, whether it's Howard Stern or watching a news broadcast. Literally, we have people on the line right now to ask questions. And are they able to ask in questions too? So if you guys have questions, check the posts or inside of the Average Sucks community. You got a chance to get in the queue and ask a question right now. So here's my question. Are you going to lead right now? And what I mean by leadership is a lot of people are asking, how do you lead? And if you're asking how do you lead, you may be a little bit behind the eight ball right now. Leading is going to be about taking those steps that you need to take. And what I mean by leadership is when this first thing went down, what Deborah and I recognized for ourselves, one of the things that we recognized is we're going to have to do something different. So we had fear for a couple seconds, like, wow, a couple of our events, they could be canceled. We're like, no, we got to postpone these. What could we do? We've got to get these figured out for people. We promise we got to help people. Immediately, we had a little bit of fear for like maybe an eighth of a second, and then boom, pivot time. There are things we've been dying to do for years. We're saying we didn't have time. And the one thing I'm telling you right now is we have more time than ever. Every single one of you listening to this right now has way more time than you could ever imagine. And the reason I'm telling you this is, what are you going to fill that time with? And I believe that there's like this procrastination monster, this time monster that's going to fill that vacuum. So now that you're not driving to work every day, you're not going to the office, you're not going to these late night dinners, staying up late, you got extra time, you're not having to drive places, you're getting a lot of the stuff delivered to your house, you got hours back in your day. What are you going to do with that? So we've been sharing our call to action program I believe we've realized almost $1 million worth of our call to action program. We've literally given away to the general public. And if you guys are on here later, I'll show you guys how you can access that as well. We had a brand new link that our team created today that I'll get out to you guys in a little bit. Our web team developed a brand new link for you guys that are watching. So you're going to get an opportunity to take advantage of that later. And what we recognized is human beings are at home right now and they're filling their time with effective stuff. So is it going to be Netflix, or is it something like this? Is it going to be overeating and gaining weight, or is it starting that workout regimen you've always wanted to do? So what I want to do right now is I want to jump into this because a lot of people are in that mode that they want to protect things. So I would love to, I'd love to go live and get an opportunity. I'm going to shout over to our team right now. The whole team's here, and we want to make certain to shout out to you guys that we're going to get the opportunity to listen to somebody's questions. They're going to be able to share an idea, something that they're working on. But the big question I've been asking for people is, how do I protect what it is that I have? And most importantly, what do I do in this situation? So I'm going to share with you the same stuff I've been sharing all over the world. So we got a caller calling in. Okay.
I have a texted question.
We got a text in question to start with. So the first question is,
I want to pivot. I'm losing a lot of money not working. I can't generate any sales unless I'm able to see patients aside from a few phone consults.
Yep.
Many other docs I know are putting together pay now, use later packages. Okay. Do you have any ideas to make people want to buy those packages? I
have a lot of ideas to help people buy things, and I have a lot of ideas to help people do things. And I'm going to draw this into context. Our brains are obsessed with negativity. And this is one of the best ways I can explain this. One of the best ways I can explain this is our brains are obsessed with negativity. And one of the reasons why our brains are obsessed with negativity is it loves to possess what you currently do. So you and I have a lot of vested interest in our current identity of how we do things. As a doctor, the way you do doctor. As a gym owner, the way you do gym owner. As a lawyer, the way you do lawyer. All of us have a very, very specific way that we do what it is we do. So the other day I had an opportunity. I was talking to a bunch of gym owners, and I'm going to get to your answer as a doctor here in a second. Same context that I'm about to share. Now, this gym owner owned a martial arts gym in a very small community in Kentucky, and very, very small little town. And what was so interesting about being in that town is there was like maybe a couple thousand people that were possible prospects. I said, what do you do on a regular basis? I train kids how to do martial arts. I help kids with their self-esteem, and we help hold those kids' attention. I said, did you know in North America alone, there are 200 million, I'm going to say this right now, 200 million parents that right now just became teachers, going, pulling their hair out of their heads saying, how do I work with my kids? Also, I want to get them out of the house, get them moving. So what I said to the gym owner, and the same thing I'll say to you as a doctor, is what are people asking? What are they asking right now? So with that gym owner, I said, why not share with the world, here are 3 secrets that we've used to hold kids' attention in our dojo for years. We want to give those to you. We're also running a $10 a week class. Now, normally this gym owner sells things for $200, but normally they have 1,200 people to pull from. We are running a $10 a week class. It's going to be called the, the Device 30 Diet. And it's how to get your kids out of the house for 30 minutes and enroll the idea with other children. And they started thinking about this for a second. It was so interesting. And why I'm bringing this up to all of you is they go from a market of 1,000 to a market of 200 million. As a doctor, if you have the ability to collect on a merchant account, if you have the ability to collect a check, if you have the ability to do Venmo or PayPal, as a doctor, people are asking questions like, how do I boost my immune system? These are what people are saying right now. This is some of the things that are going on in the world. How do I not get sick? And you can write these down. How do I not get sick? How do I, what do I do next? How do I protect my family? Do masks really work? And as a doctor, you have the ability to give advice. The question is, I know that you can't do business the way you're currently doing it, but you've got an opportunity to do your business bigger, better, and different. So my recommendation to you is, what are they asking? And the other day, I had a bunch of statements that I made. The questions are, am I doing the right thing? Is there a question I should be asking that I'm not asking? What's going on next? So I'm going to challenge all of you, each and every one of you, to look at your business, this doctor, how do you get people to pay? Reach out to past patients and basically say, want to let you know that we are doing over the phone, or we are doing at home diet and awareness and immune boost courses right now. They're $15, they're $20. I don't know what it is. Maybe in the past you got $200 for a doctor visit, but you had a fight with the insurance company. Now you might get $20 a person times 20. Do a training like this. Talk about immune system. Talk about D and K and C and all the other stuff. There are chiropractors, I'm going to give you an example, for years that have made YouTube videos on how to adjust yourself. Did you know that you could do digital adjustment? You can show people how to use the roller ball against their back, how to use the doorway, things that they could do. Maybe it's not an adjustment, but how to create an alignment in their life. So I might not have the exact answer for you right now, but I'm just going to tell you, we've got to get creative and realize our market has grown. The awareness is there. People are looking for solutions. I know this, and I know this heavily because one of the reasons I know this is because recently, when we mentioned our call to action program for years, we'd have like 100 people on our call to action program a month, maybe 150, and we had to get people to want to do it. Over the last couple of weeks, we've had thousands of people interested. There's a larger population with their eyes open that were never there before. Here's a chance for you not to run business as usual, to do what I'd call a land grab, to do how many eyeballs can you get? And I want to show you guys that that is how business is going to grow in a very, very big way. So there is a roundabout answer, but here's the question. Are you willing to see your business for more and better than it currently is? This is how Blockbuster got annihilated by Netflix. Somebody said, I can do it better and bring people where it is they want, where they want to be. So if you're getting this and it makes sense, you can give me a yes. I'm getting it, Michael, inside of the group, and we'll go ahead and do that. I'll take another question in a second. Before that, I know that we put together another link, and I wanted to put in there. I know Andy has a new link to make certain to give them call to action. And I want to put that into the group for all of you. Get an opportunity to join us for absolutely no fee at all to take our call to action program for you and your family. I want to make certain that you have that. If you have not done that yet, I want to make certain you have that. The link's going to populate here in a couple seconds. I want to make certain that we've got it so we can see it. What was the link for them? Okay, it's going to come on in a second to make certain that we have it for each and every one of you. If not, I have it in here as well. So we got another question. We got another question coming up. Coming up soon. Another question.
Tell them to press star 2.
Okay, press star 2 to raise your hand if you have another question. I'd love to be able to answer your questions for you. Press star 2 if you're called in, not on your computer. Press star 2, and I'd love to answer a question for you as well. Somebody's got a raised hand. We're going to see if we have a question. We got a raised hand?
Calling from Kennebuck, Maine.
Kennebuck, Maine. Kennebunkport, Maine. Okay, very good. We're going to unmute you, and we're going to get a chance to ask a question. So we got to put it on speaker, and let's go.
This is Mimi.
Mimi, everybody, Mimi. You have a very specific question that we need. Let's hear it.
Yes, Michael, what do you advise for people right now for the best disciplines over your emotions and your mental toughness right now to get through this and pivot?
Very good, Mimi. Great question. And what I would say is to pivot right now, the number one question you can ask yourself is, how is your language? Now, one of the things I've been sharing for weeks with everybody is the fastest thing you can control in your life is your language, how you interpret what it is that you're dealing with in your life. So we have been hearing for weeks that we are on quarantine. We've been hearing for weeks that human beings are on lockdown. And what I'm going to tell you is every governor in every state has basically said, please stay home. The media has been saying lockdown. The media has been saying quarantine. So one of the first things we did is we basically said we are electing to stay home, and we are electing to stay with our children, our family, and we are here to work on ourselves and get better. So one of the things is language. The other thing you've got to ask yourself is this a challenge, or is this something to work on? Now, I know for myself, one of the best ways to look at this emotionally is to very quickly manage up what's going on. So my very simple formula I have for emotional management of crisis situations is very simple, is to acknowledge what's currently happening. Like, we're in a situation we didn't ask for, number one. Number two is to manage up what's going on. There are things you can handle and things you can't handle. You could change your language. You may not be able to go to work. Things may be closed. Your office may be shut down. You've got to manage what you can handle. But the greatest emotional question you can ask in the world is this question that builds a brand new neural pathway emotionally for you, because emotions get stuck. I want you to think of them as emotions get stuck at the wall. And the wall right now is that negative wall of I'm in a bad spot. Emotions will get stuck there. So what we need to do is have conversation past the wall. And how you have conversations past the wall is by asking a different question. When this is over and we're past this whole corona thing, what are you going to be doing? Having that conversation with yourself and with other people. And if your natural tendency is, I'm going to travel, that's what I'm going to do, that's totally fine. I'm going to travel. Okay, that's great. But then I'm going to ask, what are you going to do first? I'm going to go out and spend time with my family. I'm going to go out and do this. And you get people to start thinking about it. It changes the neural pathways in the brain. It changes the biochemistry immediately, the norepinephrine, the serotonin, the dopamine, all of it begins to change. And when all of that changes, things change in a big way chemically inside of your body. So if you're watching this right now, I want to teach you a little bit about the Facebook algorithm and to get more people to realize this is powerful, is give likes and love anytime you hear something you like. And the reason why is it wakes up Facebook. It gets Mark Zuckerberg out of bed and say, pay attention to this. So you give likes, you give love, you give comments in here, and it lets more people know about this. And the reason this is important is we've got to share this with the world. So to answer your question about emotions, the biggest thing that we've got to do as humans is controlling your language of how you interpret what's going on. Very good. I see a question in there. There's a question that showed up on the screen.
Also, I have that website for you. It's called Action Time.
It's calltoactiontime.com. If somebody can type that in the group, calltoactiontime.com. What I'm going to ask all of you to do right now, if you've not ever taken call to action through the 15th of this month, no fee. You got 2 opportunities to take call to action. It's calltoactiontime.com with the number 2. We are giving away our entire call to action program live with me for you, people you care about, people that want to make a difference in the world. Here's my recommendation to every one of you that is watching this right now. This will not be part of the podcast down the road. It's part of the Facebook Live. What I'm going to tell you is I want you to go to that link. I also love you to open up your browser, open up your Gmail, your email, your MSN, your AOL if you're still on it, and let 5 people you care about know they should take it if they are serious human beings. calltoactiontime.com. I'm giving away a $600 program live. You work with me as soon as a week from now, about 8 days, 10 days from now, you and I are going to work together on your life, taking action, making things happen. If you've taken it before, you can shout out in the group the power of it. I'm also going to ask you to open up Instant Messenger, send text. We are almost filled with that call. Post it on your wall, the action time, calltoactiontime.com. I'll even dump a graphic in here down below that will send a little graphic to you guys that you can post as well and share with people for a call to action time. So we got another question, another Ask Me Anything. What do we got? Another person? All right. Thank you, Mimi. Shout out for Mimi. So thank you, Mimi. And we're going to work to get to all your questions as quickly as we can. Definitely life-changing for sure. Go to calltoactiontime.com. If you've never been there, start filling that out right now. I'm going to tell you, April, once that clicks, it'll be full and you'll be taking the course in May. You're home, work with us together. Who's the next question we have?
We have a question coming in from Eric. What to do for a commoditized business like merchant services when people are processing $0?
Yep.
And how do we get them receptive to have a merchant services conversation?
Very good. There's three parts to this conversation. I've dealt with this before. Number one is your current customers. I went into a restaurant the other day. I went to one of our favorite restaurants. And while I was in one of our favorite restaurants, I was picking up pickup food. There's the boxes outside, the stays 6 feet. And I'm real respectful of everybody's stuff. I'm not going to bring my own opinions on any of the stuff that's going on. And I said to the manager, I said, it's really a shame. And I feel bad because I know that they just opened up this restaurant. And I go, how are things going? And she goes, we're only down 45%. I shook my head. I'm like, only down 45%. If you went down 45% and you were a stock related company, everybody would dump you. Are you kidding me? Down 45%? I didn't say that out loud. And I thought about it. I said, are you calling your customers? She goes, we don't have their info. I said, you gotta be kidding me. You don't have their phone numbers? I go, you probably should get those in the future. And she looked at me like I was nuts. Why would we have their phone numbers? Imagine you got a phone call from a restaurant. Restaurant calls you on the phone and says, hey, I want to let you know that I've got a few items that we can do. We can deliver to your house through Grubhub or through Uber Eats that'll keep your family healthy through all this Corona stuff. And we also have some immune boosting shakes that we can get out to you. I guarantee if they started calling people are picking up the phone, they're bored right now, things would happen. As a merchant account provider, one of the things you want to do is we got to call your customers and we've got to give them advice on how they can help out with billing with their current customers and how they can work with their customers to get them to feel comfortable billing. Part of it is confidence right now. They might think they're down. They might think things are going to happen. So one of the things that I'm going to encourage all of you to do is to first contact your current customers and get them feeling confident again. You want to say to them, listen, I've been in business for 10 years. I know who's asking the question. I've been in business 20 years. First thing I'm going to tell you is I've been in business 20 years and I've been through this before. We will get through this, but we still have to honor and do business with these people we're doing business with. And I'm here to help you out. Number two, helping people right now has never been more important than ever. Eric, I have to tell you, there are moms, there are gym owners. My daughter's figure skating coach right now, who's never had a merchant account before, might need one because she's doing digital stuff. More and more people need a merchant account than ever before. Now, I know there's Venmo and I know there's PayPal. Shh, don't tell anybody that. But what I'm telling you is if you recognize the opportunity, folks, I know a lot of you are moving online. I can have you a merchant account in a week, letting people know, going into networks, going into groups. More and more people are needing this than ever. Even construction companies right now are needing merchant accounts. They've always taken checks, but some people are waiting right now for their PPP to go through and their EIDLN, JKY, PL3, SBA loan. There are construction companies, if you call them and go, I know in the past you've probably never needed a merchant account, but it's probably a good idea to have. Why don't you honor your customers and let them finish the build out? That's a big piece of the puzzle for you. That's a big one. Let's get the next AMA. Next Ask Me Anything. We got a question. Who do we got out there?
Okay, we have Carla calling in.
Carla!
Carla, you are unmuted.
My question has to do with the financial mess of being in the middle of a divorce during this virus.
Mm-hmm.
And the stock market crashing and having second thoughts about who keeps the house. Do we just sell the house? Just the unknown about the financial future.
I get it.
who do I go to get some advice? It's
Very
so
good.
overwhelming. It's hard to think straight.
Okay. So let me help you, Carla, with that. I'm going to put you on mute real quick and I'll be able to answer your question. So she's asking a question. What do I do in a difficult financial situation? I'm dealing with a divorce. Who keeps the house? The market is crap right now. What do I do? Sounds like a natural challenge that people are having. I'm gonna tell you, everyone's having different challenges. People are having businesses collapse, all sort of stuff. So this one's called divorce and this one's called separation. So I'm gonna tell you first and foremost, we can say Corona has something to do with this, but I'm gonna tell you this would be difficult anytime in the world, what it is you're dealing with. So my heart goes out to you and whoever you're dealing with. Challenging no matter what, even in the best of times. But in the worst of times, it's a big thing. So I'm going to tell you, there isn't a lawyer or a congressman or a voodoo master that would have all the answers, because this is new to everybody. But the biggest thing that I would do is to really ask yourselves a question. Where do you want to wind up? That's the big thing. So we're going to get through this. And if it's a cordial conversation you're having with somebody else, and I'm going to ask you that, are we getting along with the second party, or are we not getting along? What is it, Carla? Are we getting along or not getting along?
Not getting along at all.
Okay, not getting along at all.
Very much
So if they're watching this right now, they're going to get my recommendation as well. Okay, we got a battle. So they're going to get my recommendation as well. So the one thing I was going to say is, if you're dealing with a battle right now and you're dealing with a challenge, on the other side, is you got to do whatever you would do if you're in a battle, and you've got to protect yourself, and you got to make down, what do you want in the most ideal situation? What do you want? Now, I don't know both sides. I'm not going to get into right or wrong, but if I was going into a legal battle, I'd want to know what is absolutely mine. What do I want within reason, and add another 5%. From there, we get a chance to work from there. You're going to have to understand that although we're dealing with difficult times and difficult circumstances right now, if we're not getting along with this other person and they're not willing to deal with us correctly, we've got to write that down. What do we want? What is necessary? What must we have? And then you actually have to forget all that other stuff is occurring, because if you have money in the market together, the market always comes back. Split it the way it's split. The housing market always comes back. The economics always comes back. We as human beings have been through everything. So I'm going to ask you to almost have amnesia that right now is occurring, and deal with this the way you would deal with anything else, and really write down what is absolutely necessary for me to have. Add 5% more and fight for what it is you want. That's what I would do. That's how I'd make it happen. Got it? Make sense? And if you didn't hear it on there, you'll get it back later. We muted you. And very good. Thank you. We'll let her know about that. Awesome. So very good. There is an answer. I have about 10 more minutes for AMA, and then we're going to close up shop. If you guys are enjoying this, give me likes, loves. Let me know you're enjoying this right now. Also, call to action time. Definitely want to register. Let your friends know about that. We make $0 on that. It is absolutely no fee on our end. Is our gift to you. Please share, please enroll, and help other people out. We got another question.
We do. This one's coming in. I'll read it. I run a small business and I have a ton of competition. What can I do during quarantine to make sure my customers stay with me when we reopen? Because I'm worried that the competition is going to start slashing prices and devalue our industry.
Very good. Do we know what industry this person's in?
No.
We don't know the industry you're in, so I'm gonna have to guess. Ooh, good question. So basically, what you're dealing with right now, you are welcome. And what you're dealing with right now is, and please, folks, give the likes and the loves and all that stuff. If you like these questions, listen carefully. And if you want to do this again, blow up this page in a big way. Tell your friends and family, because I will do this more often than not. This is super fun for me. So what do you do? What construction company? Ooh, all right. Now, that's a tough one. It is and it isn't. And the reason I'm saying it's a tough one. Ask me the first half of the question again.
Sure. I run a small business, have a ton of competition. What can I do during quarantine to make sure my customers stay with me, because they're afraid everyone else is going to start slashing?
You have less competition than you realize you have. And I'm going to explain why you have less competition. I'm going to tell you one thing. 3 weeks ago, I want everyone to own this right now. If you're on here right now, I'm going to give you something from Freakonomics I learned years ago. Here's what I learned from Freakonomics. They said, does a parent that buys 10 books on how to be a better parent become a better parent? And the answer is yes. And is it because they got the books? The answer is no. It's because they were a person that would consider buying the books. That is why they're a better parent. Here's what I know right now. 3 weeks ago, it was, oh my God, what do we do next? The question right now is, how do we get off the couch? I'm going to tell you your competition right now. Let me tell you about your competition. It's very simple. It's taking a nap. Half of your competitors, your one main competitor may be kicking ass, but 90% of the competition in the world is scared, nervous, not sure what to do. The fact that you're watching this, take a deep breath and going, I've got this. The next thing I'm going to tell you is knowing that half of your podunk competition is gone. You have a bigger market share if you want it. Number one is to call your current customers and to help them out as quickly as you can with things they can do. Ask them if they need help with the SBA stuff. Make recommendations that you learned from American Express, things they can do. Help them out monetarily. Help them with shopping. Find them 20% off on tiles or different things they can do. Finding ways to save them and make them money, offering as much goodwill as possible, loving and caring on your current clients. My builder never called me once with my building and going, Michael, I found tile at 30% off. I got a coupon for Benjamin Moore paint that'll save you money. If he would, he'd be a godsend for me right now. So the next thing I'm going to ask you is grabbing market share. I would be calling banks right now. I know they're hard to get a hold of. And I'd be calling banks that do SBA loans on buildings in your area. And I'd be saying to them, sending gifts, helping out bankers, going, is anybody in the middle of a loan, in the middle of a project, in the middle of a process right now? If it's commercial stuff, if it's residential, I'm going to tell you one of the things you might want to do. People are home right now. I am telling you, wealthy, happy, well-adjusted people are home. Listen carefully. There's something called Facebook. If you message me, I am telling you, I am doing a project in my backyard right now. It's not major, but I'm doing something because my kids, they can't go to camp this summer. I'm building summer camp in my backyard. My landscaper is going, this is good. This is really good right now. There are people looking in their four walls going, I hate this paint. I want to remove that wall. I would love to fix my swimming pool. If I was a swimming pool company right now, I would kill it. I'd be knocking door to door, go, summer is coming. Your kids are home. There's a company doing loans right now. Amex is letting people run up their credit, do all the stuff. What I'm getting, I want this to figure this out for you. So there's your answer. I'm telling you, my wife right now, we're looking at the house going, I want to change that. Maybe it's time to put some new doors in. You might not get big projects. You might not get big projects, but you get lots of projects. And my builder who I love, Jerry, I love Jerry. And I got to tell you something. Jerry started with me on a little condo project. And since then, he's done a half dozen projects for us. And the why I'm bringing this up is start small, go big, think big right now. Stop doing business the way you're doing it. Number one, plan on the PPP, pivot. Number two, progress. And three, most important thing that you must do is decide, are you going to prosper through what's going on? Love you guys. This is awesome. I got time for one more AMA. What do we got? One more? We got one more coming? This is fun.
Yep, we have 2 questions.
I got 2 questions and 11 minutes. Let's do this. And again, the actiontime.com, a call, was it the call to action? It's calltoactiontime.com. If you can post that down below, check it out. I'm going to keep on mentioning that. I will go through my voice. I am telling you, I have just desire that you and your family have very selfish reasons we're giving that away. Here's my selfish reason. Ready for my selfish reason? It's very, very simple. And give me credit for that, Jason Cardamone. If you're going to post that, say, Michael Bernoff, give me credit twice. Here's my selfish reason. We want to share call to action with 10,000 entrepreneurs so we can bring back the economy quicker. We know if entrepreneurs get on track, feel good, and doing things, we're going to bring back single-handedly through call to action, we're going to bring back large percentages of the population's economy quicker and better. But you don't have to be a business owner to take it. My babysitter from when I was a kid took the class, and I'm excited about that. She's got an amazing job. Who's next? Question
From Karen. How do I unlock my voice?
Unlock my voice. Watch this. You can't see it. Well, you can see it on video. Unlock my voice. You open up your mouth. Here's how you unlock your voice. I'm doing something in my business success GPS community in a couple of weeks. I'm going to be talking to people on this very subject. And I think she probably means, how do you get yourself to go do a Facebook Live, right? How do you get yourself out there?
How do you talk to people?
How do you talk to people? Well,
say what is uncomfortable to say.
I'm going to tell you something that I learned recently, and I learned it from like a Yoda master. I was sitting there in front of my phone the other day like this. And something came out of my mouth and I go, I don't know what to type. I don't know what to say. Michael Bernoff didn't know what to say for a moment. Got a lot going on, a lot of stuff happening. I've done 27 Zooms, 150 Facebook Lives. I've been doing all kinds of conference calls, helping people. My daughter Maya came up to me. She goes, put down that phone, Daddy. Literally in that voice. I said, huh? Pattern interrupt she used, 8 years old. And then Maya said, don't you know who you are? What is she going to tell me? Do you know who I am? You're Michael Bernoff. I looked at her and she goes, yeah, damn straight I'm Michael Bernoff. She goes, what do you want to say to this person? And I said, well, I want to type. She goes, no. What do you want to say? It's crazy. She learned this in school. And I said, Maya, what I really want to say is blah, 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 and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. She goes, good. And that's what you write. So my question for you that wants to unlock your voice, here's what I'm going to tell you. If you want to unlock your voice, here's what you do. It's very, very simple. You say what you need to say. You get on a program like rev.com. You realize you're not pouring concrete and you say it like you'd say it to anybody. Like I was teasing a couple minutes ago to one of my really good friends, Jason Cardamone on here about give me credit for that. I'm just saying what I'm saying. Of course, Jason, go use that. Do what you want with it. Have fun. Say what you need to say. I think is it John Mayer, that song, Say What You Need to Say, or one of those guys out there, Rob Thomas, John Mayer, one of those voices. Say what you need to say. Write it down and say it again. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. Who's next?
Last question. Someone wants to know, Michael Bernoff, what are you most excited about?
What am I most excited about? Here's what I'm most excited about. It's very simple. I don't wish this on anybody, what's going on. And this happened in the middle of our book launch. This happened in the middle of our business stuff going on. And I can't discount what's happening all over the world. But if I were to honor myself and talk about what I'm most excited about right now, is that I realize that I'm built for what I'm doing. In my entire life, I've always desired to help people and make a difference. And that's something I've been doing for years. And the sheer open-mindedness of human beings right now that are open to ideas, that are looking for something different, that are realizing they've been on a treadmill, that are realizing they need to change. I am most excited right now that as a family that we're growing together, that we're working and understanding each other better. We do dinner at home with each other every single night. We're working on stuff. And I'm most excited right now that I'm building the life that I've always wanted because I have more time to do it. But as a global perspective, what I'm most excited about is never in the history of the world since I've been alive has there been more human beings asking the question, what do I do? And how do I make my life better? And if you want to know something that I'm excited about that really warms my heart is human beings that say, I want more. I'd like to change the world. I want things to be better. How do I help? And I'm most excited about human beings coming together and making this planet better than it currently is, making the world more effective than it ever was before. And people stopping and listening. I've been saying for probably 5 years, I've been saying to myself, when am I going to have time? When am I going to be able to do these things? When are things going to slow down? And I'm busier than I've ever been in my life, but things slow down enough that I'm finally getting to the things that I've always wanted to do. And I'm getting to things that really mattered, and I'm able to do things. So very excited. We got our book launch coming up on May 12th. I encourage all of you to put that in your calendar. I'd love it if you'd share it with people you care about. It's called Average Sucks. The first copy is right there. And I'm just it's coming out on May 12th. And what I'm excited about is sharing that with the world. And we're going to have one extra 3-page chapter called how to deal with life during the coronavirus and how to deal with life during that stuff. So that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited about having a world and human beings waking up more than they've ever woken up before. So you can't really pre-order the book. It's on Amazon. You can do it, but I'm going to ask you to wait. And the reason why I have a very special thing we're going to be doing, you can pre-order, but put a thing in your calendar for May 11th. Be on our email list. Know that we have stuff going. Be part of this Average Sucks community. We're going to be talking about it more, but I'm really excited that more people than ever are taking call to action, are taking action in their lives, that are caring about their family and doing amazing things. And we get to share this message with people like you. So I'm excited you're here. Be part of this community. May 12th, the book comes out. Definitely want to go to, it's called Action Time. It's called calltoactiontime.com. And I want to thank all of you. Is all of this showing up on the Facebook group as well? So everything from this feed is going over there as well. Awesome. And if you guys enjoyed this, here's what I'm going to ask you to do that really, really helps us out. Number one, if we want to keep on doing this, we've got to help more people. Share Call to Action Time with anybody you can. We also made a little video. That I'll be putting in this group later of why we're doing what we do. I'm also going to ask you to ask as many people you care about to join this group, and then get a hold of them, because if you just share this group with people, they get stuck in a queue and we don't add them. You have to literally tell them to want to do it, to click and to join and really, really want to be here. So open up a messenger, share this with people you care about. You're amazing as well. This is an opportunity for me. I'm so excited. When you realize you showed up, and a lot of you realize how powerful you are, you're here, you're helping, you're giving, you're built for this. We're all built for this. As human beings, we just got lazy. We got lucky for a long period of time. Things were easy. Now's the time to take all this skill, all this strain, all this stress. What I'm going to encourage all of you to do is to go out there right now and to share this message. If you don't know how to help people, bring people to the help. I mean, Chip on our video team said, maybe people need to know they need to bring people to the help. So the Average Sucks community is for human beings that want to live above average, to live the life they want and do what needs to get done. So with that said, I want to say thank you. I love all of you. I care about you. Please share this with people. Live the PPP philosophy. We're going to make a graphic of that and put that out. SBA does not know what the real PPP is. Yes, there's payroll protection, but I'm going to tell you the greatest way to protect your business is to pivot, make progress, and prosper. And if you do that, you are guaranteed to win. We're going to make a killer graphic later about that today for the Average Sucks community to let you and your family know that that's what we're all about. Bless you as well. Thank you. If you want us to do this again, give us a shout out in this community that you want us to do this again. Give us likes, give us loves, give us shares, comments, comment on other people's stuff. The more, just so you know how Facebook works, the more comments, likes, hearts, loves, and things that happen don't go to me. They go to the Facebook gods. And the Facebook gods turn around and you know what they say? The Facebook gods basically say this is important. And during a very spiritual time of year, no matter what you celebrate, it's spring, it's rejuvenation time, it's Easter, it's Passover. I want to just let all of you know, this is the time where transformations occur. This is the time where we get through things as human beings. This is the time where we get passed over as humans and we get a chance to live and thrive and survive. I'm going to tell you there's a metaphor going on right now since the beginning of Passover to Easter to spring to anything else that's occurring right now to great exceptional Friday for all of you guys in the past year. This is the big thing that I want for all of you is to really grow your families and be together. This is transformation time. You were built for this. You've got this. We will do this together. We've got this. So thank you. Appreciate all of you. And thank you, Josh, for sending me that text as well. If you guys want to shout out questions, also asks right now, you can send questions in here. You can also text us to 480-800-8051. Text the word ask. You'll get something back, a link, and you can ask a question. And maybe I'll answer it online. You get a chance to ask it. Text in 480-800-8051. Ask. And I'm going to give all of you one big recommendation on your Facebook page. Please let people be who they are. You've got people on all sides of the coin, conspiracy people. There are, someone could type that 480-800-8051 and ask in there. It'll be great. 480-800-8051, ask and follow the instructions and ask any question you want. Just type an ask, nothing else. You got people that are on this side of this thing, this side of that thing, conspiracy, pro-Trump, pro-Bill Gates. I don't know if I could say those words on here. Pro-conspiracy, not conspiracy. Please just let people be who they are right now. And let's love each other as humans. That's the way we're going to get through all this together. It isn't about fighting online. That is being very challenging for people. And the last thing I'm going to tell you is if you want to stay friends, you get 9 minutes a day of social media on when it comes to negative stuff about Corona. You get 9 minutes a day of news, CNN, NBC, and Fox. If not, you will get infected. And what I mean by infected is by the negative bug. Please don't get infected. I don't want you around me and my family if you're going to get the negative bug. If you're going to get the news 10 to 15 hours a day, I don't want you near my family. 9.5 minutes tops, that's all you get. Top of the hour, I got to run. I got a lot of stuff. I got 3 more things I need to take care of today. Love all of you. 9 minutes max. Share this with people you care about. We're going to find a way to get this out to the world. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate you. There's no question we're dealing with unprecedented times right now, with everything going on with the coronavirus, with the economy, with the stay-at-home order that the majority of the world is dealing with. And this is definitely an unprecedented video, at least for our company. And in the last 17 years, we've never done anything like this. And my wife and I got together about 3 weeks ago, right about the time that all of this was going down, from the scares to the virus to the economy to the stock market. And we said, we got to do our part. We got to find a way to help people. So we put out something online and we said, hey, we're going to be giving away our entire call to action program, our $600 program, to anybody that wants to take it, as long as you're serious about your life, your business, your family, and you got the time to do it. A couple hours a day for 5 days. And we threw out the offer and we got obliterated with the amount of emails and calls and people interested in the program, that we were able to service an entire group of people, help them with their mindset, with getting where they want to go. Most importantly, showing them how to get beyond what it is that we're dealing with. Because the majority of us are really asking the question, how do we get back to normal? And everything we teach is not about getting back to normal, which gets you back to where you're at. It's about getting beyond where it is that we're at. So we decided to extend the offer to you, and we're going to be giving away even more of Call to Action. Our desire is to give away 1,000 people this program to donate to the cause of what's going on, and I want to make it very simple for you. So on the page down below, you've seen the number. All you have to do is text FUTURE to that number. You'll see a couple prompts, click on the link, and it'll take you to this magic page. And I'll show you how to get to the page directly. Is very, very simple. Is you go to theactioncall.com, theactioncall.com, and you're going to get access to watch. It's the same thing. Watch a video that explains everything about the program. If you're one of those people that wants to think about it, it's free. You can watch the video, explains the entire program. And when you're ready, click enroll. But you want to use the word future because we're very interested in working with people that want to impact their future. This explains a little more about the program, what you're going to get out of it, and explains a little more about me, Michael Bernoff. I've been at this almost 20 years right now, helping people like you get where you want to go. The enroll button's right there. What is Call to Action, how it works. Some incredible human beings I've had the chance to work with, from business owners, gym owners, icons in the personal development space, coaching. Click enroll at the bottom, use the code FUTURE, and what we did is we hacked our own form. We removed the ability even to use a credit card. So name, last name, email, make certain we have all your information correctly. If not, we cannot get a hold of you. It's a $600 program. Use the code FUTURE, wipes all that out. Click complete your registration, and that's all you have to do. So all I'm going to ask you to do is understand, we're in triage mode right now as a company, meaning we're looking to help as many people as you can, as quickly as we can. If you've taken the course before and you want to take it again, you can do that. But really, we want to make room for people that have never taken this program. Share this with people you care about. Share it with your team. Share it with your local insurance agent. Share it with a realtor you know. Share it with somebody you know it'll help them. I'd love to help your children out, but this is not to babysit a 13-year-old. This is designed for somebody that can make a difference in their life, it can impact other people. Use the code FUTURE, go to theactioncall.com, but most importantly, we're in this together. I'm excited to serve, I'm excited to help you. The offer's out there for as long as it's available. I'm excited to help you, and I'm excited to work with you getting beyond what's going on. We've got this, and the question is at the end, when this is all over, what did you do during this time? What did you do while you were home? And you're going to know when you get to the other side, and we're on the other side of this, if you did the things for your mind, for your actions, you're going to be in an enormously better place. I'm excited to help you get there, and we'll do it together. Check out theactioncall.com, share this with somebody you care about, and I'm excited to work with you. Look for a call from our office, and we'll take it from there.